I have huge sympathy, Simon, for yourself and for other business owners across the country that have been asked and have continued to do their bit and to close their doors. But I suppose if everybody was to take that attitude and just say, look, we don't agree with the government's position and continue to keep their doors open, we're going to continue to have the kind of figures that we have with COVID-19. Like we can't, the figures are, I think in the past 24 hours, again, last night's figures, they were nearly back over 1,200 again. Like if every business decides to do what you're doing, you know,
my argument to that is that gyms have the second lowest behind hotels in terms of a transmission rate. I would imagine that most hotel owners would probably attest to, if hotels are probably not at full occupancy, we have the second lowest case of transmissions. So we feel that we're not a major contributing factor of the problem. I'm not advocating that everyone throws three sheets to the wind and we just disregard guidelines. They're there for a reason in a lot of regards. However, our argument is that we are not a major contributing factor in any way, shape or form.
How do you know that, Simon?
It's out there. For the statistics are out there.
Where are they? I definitely haven't seen that.
Yeah, we have. If you look at it, and we've been contacted also by members of the frontline workers and HSE, etc., that we have seen the data that where the cases are coming from, and we do stay on top of. Like I'm well aware where my gym is placed as Dublin 15, but Dublin numbers in themselves are, you know, kind of stationary. You know, we're kind of at that 230, 240 day in, day out. And again, you know, these transmission cases are not being traced back to gyms. So
I was looking at information there from the COVID, you know, the 19, that Dáil committee, that they were meeting back in September, just last month. Yeah. And the health experts said they'd insufficient information to establish where people are getting COVID-19, because somebody could be in a place and they could be asymptomatic.
Exactly, and this is kind of this is where it's coming from. We could create a logical argument to support any kind of any logic or any notion that someone takes. That I don't want to get into a conversation that's essentially over my head. What I can support is the information that gyms and physical exercise has been shown to improve and to sustain positive mental health in people, and that is the principle that I'm saying.
Neither you or I are a health expert or an epidemiologist, and I'm not going to pretend to be, and I know that you're not.
Nor am I.
Yeah, exactly. But what we do know is that the National Public Health Emergency Team, the top health officials, have met and they've said we need all of these businesses to shut down
as they did in the UK, and then we've seen in the last, actually just this morning, we've seen a reversal in Manchester and Liverpool, because businesses have stood up and essentially raised awareness of how essential that gyms and physical exercise are to people's mental health. We're not just saying that, you know, it's just business as usual. We're taking every precaution that we possibly can to ensure that people enter and leave in as safe a way as possible. But as I've outlined, as we've seen in the UK, their local governments and government has now reverted to allow gyms to stay open, and that is my hope